Hi, this is Barry Adler from QuickTime Performance, and today we're going to show you an installation on this 2007 Ford Mustang GT500. We're going to show you the installation of our low-profile electric cutouts. First, we're going to show you what part numbers are required for the application, what's a good spot for placement, how it's installed, and of course, how it sounds. So let's show you how that begins. Okay, now we're underneath the Mustang GT, and as you can see, it has an aftermarket X-pipe. Now normally, we would be putting the oval cutouts somewhere in this location on the Mustang. It would be the same thing as the new Camaro, the new Challenger, and the new Charger. But since it does have an X-pipe, we're going to put the cutouts after the X-pipe to utilize its power gain. So with the kit, you have a standard 6-inch oval tubing, and what you're going to end up doing is angling the oval tubing so you're going to make sure it's got plenty of clearance all the way around, and then you're going to cut and notch the pipe as you see fit to make sure it's all nice and tight up there. All right, but also make sure when you're doing this that it doesn't have any issues with the clearance with the frame, the ground. We don't want this hanging too far down. So now you're going to see the whole entire piece assembled with the valve, the pipe, and the turnout. We want to position it right now, double check to make sure we got plenty of clearance between the chassis, plenty of clearance between the ground, and then make sure it's all good. Then what we're going to do is we're going to mark it with a marker where it's going to butt up to it. So we're going to mark this up real clean, nice. Make sure it's all clear with the chassis. Then we're going to take the X-pipe back off. We're going to cut the hole. We're going to show you that in a second. All right, now that we have the X-pipe off, we're going to put the cut pipe on and then trace a line on the inside where we're going to plasma cut. So we'll do that real quick, right like that. And we got our mark for the plasma cut lines. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cut a hole the proper size of the cutout. Okay, after the cut holes all cleaned up, we put the X-pipe back on, and now we're going to place the cutout right over top, make sure all our marks are lined up, double check to make sure for fitment, and then we'll throw a tack on it. Okay, after all the welding's all done, put the X-pipe back in the car, tighten all the clamps, make sure everything's all good and tight. Now let's put the valves on. Gasket first, valve, and then the turn down. Put all the bolts on there. All right, after the valves are all tightened up over here, do the wiring. All right, for the GT500, we decided to run the wiring as so. Driver's side comes over the transmission cross brace, passenger side matches up with it, goes all the way up behind the heat shield, all the way up to the engine bay, close to the fuse box, and we'll go up top and we'll take a look at where that is. All right, so now we got the wires all the way up underneath the passenger side heat shield, attached them to the air conditioning lines, and rounded all the wirings up to the remote control box, which is mounted on the wheel well. For ground, we did a chassis ground, and power, we did the power block off of the fuse box. All nice, clean, takes care of everything. Now let's get back underneath the car. After the wiring's all complete, just connect it with a quick disconnect over here, and then we're going to check the valves after all, make sure with the remote to make sure there's no binding. Make sure the valves are working clean, smooth operation. Good over here. Good over here. The reason we want to check this is because there's actually a top and bottom when it comes to the pipes, and you don't want to have it done the wrong way with the butterfly. Will be hitting that. All right. Now let's see how this car sounds opened up. Okay, everything's all wired up, everything's all checked out. Let's start it up and see how it sounds. As you can see, no leaks anywhere. Sounds pretty good. Let's use the remote. Open them up. Partial settings. Or fully closed.